Hey, welcome back. It's Jason Walter here. In today's housing market update, I'm going to share a brand new report that was just issued this morning at the time of this video regarding pending home sales in the US. So let's go ahead and dive right into the video. I want to start today's video by saying be careful what you read online, especially if you're reading news and you're only reading the headline, because that can be very deceiving. And I'm going to share my screen with you to show you that. Okay, let me share my screen with you right now and I'm going to show what I'm talking about. So I actually just Googled September home sales and here are the headlines that popped up. So you see there was a surprise drop in September home sales as buyers were priced out. Another headline, September home sales fall as high prices erase benefit of low rates. So I want to say be very careful what you read here, because yes, there was a surprise, not a surprise. There was a drop in pending home sales, which I'm going to go over here in about 1 minute. When you look at year over year, pending home sales have actually increased quite a bit. I'm going to go over that here in just a little bit. In addition, they say September home sales, and they also say that here as well. What they're referring to is pending home sales, which means that the seller has accepted an offer for a home buyer. It's not an actual sale until the sale is actually finalized. So we're really talking about pending home sales, which is a leading indicator of home sales, but the homes have not sold yet. So this brand new report was from pending home sales, not actual sales itself. If you're looking at September home sales, according to the National Association of Realtors, existing home sales actually went up 9.4% for the month and actually went up 21% from 1 year ago. That's existing home sales. You look at headlines like this: pending home sales falter 2.2% in September. Okay, let's talk about this at a high level. And this is again compliments of the National Association of Realtors. It was just announced this morning, which is October 29th. So pending home sales actually did decrease slightly in September by 2.2%. However, when you compare it to 1 year ago, they actually went up 20.5%. However, all the headlines you're reading is stating that the pending home sales actually dropped by 2.2%. However, when you compare it on a year over year basis, they went up significantly. So I really want to share that with you today, because headlines can be deceiving. So let's go over this at a high level for you. So all 4 major US regions recorded a notable year over year increase, but the Northeast was the only region that had a month over month pending home sale transaction decline. So they have the pending home sales index, which is the PHSI, which is a compliments again of the National Association of Realtors. Again, fell 2.2%, but rose 20.5% year over year. So Lawrence Yun, who's NAR's chief economist, he stated the following: we're still likely to end the year with more homes sold overall in 2020 than in 2019, which is quite remarkable because we had this pandemic. Everyone knows I talk about on my real estate channel all the time, where realtors weren't even allowed to meet with their clients face-to-face for about a month, at least in California. So for 1 or 2 months there, realtors weren't even allowed to meet with their clients face-to-face, and that really hampered home sales during Q2 of this year. So NAR's chief economist said that the reason is low mortgage interest rates and also some degree of continuing jobs recovery. Let me go over that very briefly with you right now. So right now, according to Freddie Mac, the average 30-year fixed rate mortgage averaged 2.81%. That's the most recent report from Freddie Mac, and that was actually released this morning. The actual all-time record low for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage is 2.8%, and we saw that last week. So we're only 0.01% away from record low interest rates. In addition, they said some degree of continuing jobs recovery. And for jobs recovery, you look at the headlines from today, which actually was just released. Last week, there was 751,000 unemployment claims in the US, and that's the lowest number since March. However, that is still historically high. So job growth has slowed for 3 straight months, but that has left the economy with still 10.7 million jobs short of pre-pandemic levels. And the unemployment rate obviously is super high right now, 7.9%. Let me briefly go over this with you, and then I'm going to go back to this report from the National Association of Realtors. So you look at a 25-year average of the national U.S. unemployment rate. The unemployment rate previously spiked at around 2010 at around a 10% unemployment rate. And of course, ever since March and April this year, the unemployment rate has actually skyrocketed in the US. We reached almost 15% in just a few months ago, and that has steadily declined, but we're still at 7.9%, which is well above what we were at before of around 3.5% pre-COVID. Going back to NAR's report, according to NAR's chief economist, he said there's going to be an increase of demand of housing because owners are contemplating moving into larger houses in less densely populated areas in light of newfound work from home flexibility. In addition, they actually reported here from Realtor.com, they have a housing market recovery index, and according to Realtor.com, those areas that had the biggest recovery since January were the Seattle area of Washington, the Boston, Massachusetts area, as well as Los Angeles, Long Beach, Las Vegas, and San Jose, Sunnyvale, Santa Clara area in California. Okay, let's break this down on a regional level. So 3 of the 4 regional indices recorded decreases in contract activity on a month-to-month basis in September. So every region had a decrease except for the Northeast. And I'm going to go over that with you right now. So the Northeast grew by 2.0% compared to September, but we're up 27.7% from 1 year ago. The Northeast was actually hampered the most early on during this pandemic, so it's really interesting to see that they are really recovering at a high rate. In addition, in the Midwest, pending home sales actually decreased 3.2% from the previous month, but we're up 18.5% from September 2019. In the South, they also decreased about 3% month over month, but increased 19.6% from September 2019. In the West, also down about 3%, but also up around 19% when you compare it to 1 year ago. Again, this is pending home sales, which again is a leading indicator of the housing market. But a sale this is not a finalized sale. This is when a contract is signed. In other words, when the seller accepts an offer from a home buyer. So the National Association of Realtors also has a really good graphic here. I want to share that with you so you can get a picture of the whole market as a whole. So again, that index went down 2.2% month over month. And when you compare that to each of the 4 regions, the Northeast was the only region that had an increase. In the Southwest and Midwest, we're all down around 3%. Okay, that was NAR's report regarding pending home sales in the U.S. But I definitely want to point out too that this is during the time in September through December where home sales and pending home sales tend to decline as a lot of people don't want to move during the holidays. So to me, it's not a very big surprise. We're seeing a pending home sales decrease by 2.2%, especially when you compare it to August. However, we'll have to keep a watchful eye on this to see if this progresses into next year, especially spring. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please hit the like button. I greatly appreciate that. This is not my full-time job doing YouTube videos, but I do really enjoy them, so I hope you do too. And please subscribe if you haven't done so already. You also can follow me on Instagram. I'm Sacramento Realtor. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.